The Merchant of Venice by Shakespeare. Okay, this is translation. Antonio, Salirio, and Solanio enter. Antonio, to tell the truth, I don't know why I am so sad. I am tired of being sad, and you say as you are tired of it too. But I don't know how I caught, found, or came by this sadness, what it's about, or where it came from. And since I don't know anything about this sadness, I clearly have ways to go in understanding myself. Celerio, your mind is focused on the ocean where your merchant ships are sailing like great important men parading on the sea. They tower over the tidal trade boats that they pass by sailing along, and it's as if the little boats bow before the greatness of your ships. Solania, believe me, sir, if I were involved in a trade venture like yours, most of my mental energy would be with my ships as well. I'd be pulling up shoots of grass and to use them and to check the wind and looking at maps of ports and piers, spires and roads. And any little thing that might make me worry that something had bad would happen to my ship would make me sad without a doubt. Valerio, I'd get upset blowing on my hot soup because it would make me think of what a strong wind at sea could do to my ships. If I saw the sands run in an hourglass, I would think of flat shallows where my ship, the Andrew, run aground with all its riches and flipped over, completely done for. If I went to church and saw its stone construction, I couldn't help but think of dangerous rocks that could break the sides of my ships and scatter valuable spices all over the water, causing my silks to fall out and drape on the waves. They are worth so much and would all of a sudden be lost and worth nothing to me. How could I think of such things and not get sad? But you don't need to tell me. I know what Antonio is sad because that's Antonio sad because he is worrying about his merchandise. Antonio, believe me, as you are wrong. Thank goodness, not all my merchandise is in one ship or any one place, and I haven't risked all my riches on this year's venture. Therefore, it's not my merchandise that is making me sad. Solania, well, then she must be in love. Antonio, oh please. Solania, as you are not in love either, then let's just say that you are sad because you are not happy. It would be just as easy for you to laugh and jump around and just say as you are happy because you are not sad. I swear by two-headed Janus, nature has made all kinds of different people Some people are always happy and could even laugh at a funeral, while others are so sour they don't even crack a smile at anything, not even at a joke that Nestor called funniest. Now, who was generous? Roman on the front ahead. What is this? A Roman with two faces, one on the front and one the back of his head. And who was this? Nestor. Nestor was the oldest and most serious of all of the Greek heroes. I missed it too. Who is this? The Andrew. The Andrew was the name of one of the two large Spanish galleons captured by the English in 1596. News of the event was cause for excitement in England at the time. 1974, Riverside, and anything else? No, Vogue. And this word, as well as the original courtesy, calls to mind the image of the smaller ships bobbing up and down in the waves. So this was it. Now Bassanio, Lorenzo, and Gratiano enter. Here comes Bassanio, your most noble relative, along with Gratiano and Graciano and Lorenzo. Goodbye. I will leave you to these better friends. Salirio, if it weren't for these better friends coming along, I would have stayed until I made you smile. Antonio, I see you as very worthy. I get that you have business to take care of and are just taking this opportunity to leave. Salirio, to Bassanio, Lorenzo, and Graciano, goodbye, good day, my good lords. Bassanio, to Salirio and Solanio. Both of you are good men. Um, then when are we going to have fun times together? Tell me when. You were practically strangers now. Does it have to be that way? Salirio. The next time we get a chance, we'll spend some time together. Salirio and Solanio exit. Lorenzo, my lord Bassanio, and since you found Antonio, the two of us will leave you two alone. But please remember where we are meeting for dinner. Bassanio, don't worry. Gratiano, you don't look good, Sir Antonio. You care too much about worldly things. And those who care too much about things end up losing them. Believe me, you really don't look yourself. Antonia, I value the world for what it is, Graciano, uh, a stage where every man must play a role. What it is. And this notion would later be echoed and expanded upon in Jacques or the world's stage speech in As You Like It. Okay, and my role is a sad one, Graciano. Well, let me play the fool. Then, who is this fool? The fool was a role held in many Elizabethan and Jacobean dramas by the same comedian of a troupe. We might call it a clone today. Jaundice, a sickness then thought to be caused by too much of color, one of the four humors similar to how melancholy or the depression was thought to be caused by too much of another black bile, 1974 revised edition. So this was, and tell me, play the fool then. I don't care if laughter causes wrinkles. I'd rather destroy my liver with wine than waste away with sad groans. Why should a warm-blooded man be as cold, as stoic as a statue of his dead grandfather? Why should he be so inactive that he is practically asleep while awake and start to get jaundice from being cranky so much? I tell you what, Antonio, I love you and I'm speaking out of love. There are some people whose faces are so unmoving that they grow scum like a still pond and they try hard to maintain a still expression on that they can seem to be wise, serious, and profound, like someone who could say, I am Sir Oracle, and when I open my lips to speak, let no dog bark. Oh, my Antonio, these kind of men only have the reputation of wisdom because they say nothing, and I am sure that if they should speak, everyone listening would realize they are fools. I'll tell you more about this another time, but stop trying to get people to think that you are serious and wise by acting all melancholy. Come with me now, good Lorenzo. Goodbye for now, Antonio. I'll finish the rest of my encouraging speech after dinner. Lorenzo, leave you until dinner time then. I must be one of these dumb but wise seeming men he talks about because Graciano never lets me speak. Graciano, stick around with me for 2 more years and you will forget what your voice even sounds like. Graciano, Antonio. Goodbye. I'll start to talk more now. Graciano, thanks, because in fact, the only tongues that should keep quiet are beef tongues on the dinner plate, and those are uncooperative maids. Graciano and Lorenzo exit. Antonio, what do you think of all that? Bassanio, Graciano speaks an endless stream of nonsense more than any man in all of Venice. Trying to find the point of what he is talking about is like looking for two grains of wheat hidden in bushes, in bushels of hay. You could look all day before you find them, and once you do, it's not even worth the effort you put into it. Antonio, then how, tell me, know how the lady is that you made an agreement with to go on a secret trip. You promised to tell me today. Bassanio, Antonio, you know how I've been using up my wealth, living a more lavish life than I can afford. Now I am not complaining about having to be more frugal, but I do care about fairly paying off the debts that I incurred while I was living beyond my means. I owe the most to you, Antonio, both in money and in love. And because we are good friends, I know I can tell you all my plans and plots for paying back all the debts I owe. Antonio, please do tell me, good Bassanio, and if your plan is as honorable as you still are, rest assured that I'll help you with my money, myself, and whatever other ways I can. Bassanio, back during my school days, I was shooting arrows once and lost one. And so I shot another arrow the same exact way and paid better attention to it, and so that it would follow its course and it led me into the first arrow. With this example from my childhood in mind, listen to my plan, which is completely innocent. What is this innocent content? It is unclear whether this might mean childlike innocence or dislike stupidity. Perhaps the ambiguity is intentional at Sonia's expense. I owe you a lot, and like a rash young man, I have lost the money I owe you. But if you shoot another arrow in the same way you shot the first by lending me money again, I have no doubt that I will bring both arrows back to you because I'll watch the second one more carefully, or at least I'll bring back the first and remain in your debt for the second. Antonio, you know me well, and have wasted your time complicating my affection for you with explanation and reasoning. You do me more wrong in doubting that I love you enough to lend you more money than if you had wasted all my money. Simply tell me what you would like me to do, and I will do it. Tell me. But Sanya, there's a lady in Belmont who has inherited some riches and is both beautiful, more beautiful than can be described, and virtuous. We've occasionally exchanged some knowing glances. Her name is Portia, and she lives up to her namesake, Cato's daughter, and the wife of Brutus. Who is this Brutus? A famous ancient Roman leader who was partially responsible for assassinating Julius Caesar. Her worthiness as a wife is well known, and the suitors come unto her from all four corners of the world. Her blonde hair hangs over her temples like the golden fleece. What about this golden fleece? In classical mythology, the golden fleece was the fleece of a magical ram, and the hero Jason went on a long quest to retrieve it. And it makes many Jason want to come on a quest for her. Antonio, if I only had the means to stand as a rival with these suitors, I know without a doubt that I would be successful in wooing her. Antonio, you know that all my money has been put into my ships. I have neither money nor any goods to sell in order to raise some funds for you. So go forth and see how far my credit will get you in Venice, all of which I will use to get you to Belmont and to beautiful Portia. And this, what is this story of credit? And let us see. Antonio is suggesting that Bassanio borrow money on Antonio's good name so that Antonio would have to pay the debts back at a future time. Go ask around to find somewhere you can borrow some money, and so will I. I am certain that the people will lend me the money either for my own sake or for the sake of my business. Antonio and Bassanio exit.